Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, so here's my dilemma. As you saw, this is mostly going to be a silent video, but I needed to talk this out because as you saw in the previous clips, I was like, okay, there's a series I've been wanting to do with the Crochet Cafe book and then with the Fantasy Creatures book where I want to like do a series making those things. But so it's like I selected the Crochet Cafe one, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start off with the avocado toast. But the Bernat blanket yarn is having a sale, and normally it's like $14, and now it's like $9.99. So it's like, do I want? Because like the thing is, I've mentioned this in other videos, I think. But this one, and this one would all be like good yarns to use for like a finger knit pumpkin pattern that I have from Sab's Stuffies, Sabrina. So it's like, and I've been wanting to do that, but like before now, it's felt too early, too soon. But now I'm like fully like, I'm ready to do autumn, I'm ready to do cozy, like I'm ready to do fall. So it's like, I knew this was gonna happen because it's like, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna decide on something and get that yarn and stick to that. But now that like this is on sale, $9.99, $10, or it's like $4 off basically. Like, do I want to do this? The struggle. And it's like, oh, like these two, like this one I like, but I prefer these two a little bit more. Where was this one? I'm gonna stick this one back. Okay. So it's like, and I think I have a $5 off, like not necessarily a voucher, but I think I have like a $5 thing in the Michaels app. So it'd be maybe like, it'd be like, I'd be getting 2 for the price of 1, basically, if I'm doing my math correctly. And if I do have that $5. Okay. I hate this. Do I want to do this? That's the thing. Do I want to do this as like a single video? Because the purpose of this video is just to do like a little Michael strip, and then I would start the series with like the Crochet Cafe. But like, do I want to stick to this just being a Michael's video, or do I want to have this as like a pattern video? I think that's the thing. Black yarn wouldn't work. We'll be right back. Okay, so after a little bit of thinking about it, I am going to do the pumpkins. I am going to get a solid brown to act as like the stems. I don't know if I want to go with like a lighter one or a darker one. So, like, my brain's like, I could find an orange, but I don't really see like an orange really. Excuse me. Is there an orange over there actually? So, as you saw from all that, I went to Michael's with the intent to... Also, yes, I got a haircut. I feel so much better. Anyway, back to the point. I had a point for bringing up my hair. Oh yeah, so I do have a video coming out in September. I realized I forgot to schedule one for August, so this is kind of like my August makeup video. But anyway, that's besides the point. One of my bunnies is hopping around right now. Pepper! Hi, Pepper! Hi, Pepper! Good job, Pepper! So, anyway, back to the point. As you saw from all those clips, I went to Michael's, and I went there with the intent, because I have these 2 books, and you saw in the clips I was going through them. One of the books is Crochet Cafe, and the other is Fantasy Crochet Creatures. And I ended up choosing, I went through quite a few of my crochet patterns, but these were the main 2 that I linked down below in the description, since I was focusing more prominently on these ones in those clips. And I decided on the Crochet Cafe one because I want to do a series where I do each of the patterns in these books, and I just figured I've had Crochet Cafe longer, and I figured I'd start off with that one, go through that one, and move on to Fantasy Creatures. Now, they were having a sale on yarn, and I was kind of hoping that it would have been all yarn, but it was just the Bernat blanket yarn, and I figured that was kind of too good of an opportunity to pass up, because I have gone to Michael's quite a few times, and I've seen these yarns, as you saw. I've seen these yarns, and each time that I've seen them, I'm like, oh my god, that would be perfect for a pumpkin. a finger knit chunky pumpkin. And I bought this pattern from Sab's Stuffies, and I've linked the patterns both on her website and through Etsy down below in the description. And I've also linked the DIY kit that she sells through her Etsy, or no, through her website. And so, like, I've seen these yarns for quite a few months now, and each time I think, oh my god, that would be perfect for the pumpkin, but it's too soon. It's August right now, and August for me is still a little early for fall, but at the same time, it's like that's kind of when I start watching stuff anyway. Like, start watching like fall related stuff, and like I'll watch some paranormal YouTube stuff as well, because it's like that is something that interests me. But anyway, that's besides the point. I just figured now would be a good time as any to test out this pattern, because I've had the pattern for a while, and these are like perfect pumpkin patterns. And then I've chosen a solid brown for the stem. And then what I'm also going to do, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one size for each of these colors. I do not know. I might do like these two in the medium and large pumpkins, and then this one in the small, just so we can like see, at least for the multicolored one, the variegated, at least we can see a little bit more of the color change in the variegated part of the yarn. So there's 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. And she also offers like a candy corn pumpkin option. But I'm gonna link, like I said, I've linked the pattern links down below in the description. So I highly suggest you go support her. And the yarns that I chose for this, if you want to kind of do something similar or like the end results, the yarn that I chose, the colors that I chose, it's Bernat Blanket Big. And this color, I have it upside down. It's Branch. It's color Branch. Hopefully you can see that. So that's this lighter one. The darker one is Firewood. Again, hopefully you can see that relatively okay. I'm holding the kind of. So this is Firewood. And then the solid brown, I didn't find. I found it in like one of the basins that they had for the big yarn. This color is Caramel. And like I wanted something, I didn't want to like buy too many yarns, because even though these were only $9.99, it's still basically $10. Okay, so with all of that said, I am going to start working on these pumpkins. I'm going to only show one of them just because like the process is basically the same. It's relatively similar to her pillow poof pattern, which I might have done before on this channel. I don't think I have. But like I said, it's linked down below in the description. And I'm only going to do one on camera just for the sake of like timing. But once I do all 3, I'll come back to you with my thoughts, how easy this is. Let me actually pull up. Do I have it here? Yes. One second. Okay, so I just wanted to look it up. This is a pattern for beginners. So it is a beginner-friendly finger knit, chunky knit pattern. So if you're interested and want to do it, go down below and purchase from Sabrina, whether it's her Etsy or her website. So with all that said, we're finally going to get into this. So quick check-in, this is what we have for the small pumpkin so far. This is basically the body of the pumpkin, and then we've got to move on to the stem. But I just wanted to do a quick check-in and show you. Again, this is a small pumpkin, and I'm really liking it so far. It's really easy. Again, it is beginner friendly, so I can attest to that. Okay, so this is pumpkin number one. That's the stem. I was expecting more of like a finger stem, where it's like well, that might have been a little bit awkward actually, but so it's like I can understand. And this, you know, has a little bit of an appeal. Okay, I'm not doing that again. But the other, so she's not perfect. Everyone is not perfect, but it's a really good first start. And we all have to start somewhere. And the thing that I like about it too is like I usually try to stuff like not super tight, but at least enough to give it some body. And kind of like mid doing this, I was thinking that this would be like a really cute acorn. Um, but anyway, so the reason why I stuff the way I do is because, at least in the case of this, it works out because either I can have like a taller looking pumpkin or kind of squish it down and have one of the rounder pumpkins squish it down and kind of spread it out. And I can get the body to work. So, yeah, that is the first pumpkin. And like I said, it's a little bit later in the day, so I'm probably not going to do another one. Yeah, it's like 8:34. So I'm probably not going to do another one today. I'm going to try to do the other two and the other two colors tomorrow. But yeah, so far the first one was a success. And I really like it. Okay, so I have had to re-record this part just because my AC unit was being obnoxiously loud. Like sometimes I can like record clips without the mic when the AC unit is going, and it's like not as noticeable even when like it's actively trying to cool down. But it's like for whatever reason when I tried to record this clip like a couple minutes ago, it was being obnoxiously loud. But I do have an update. You can kind of see it off to the side here. But just as a little reminder, this was the little one. And something I did, per my mom's suggestion, was I did tuck in the stem part to make it kind of look more stemish. And it's like, on the one hand, I do like it. So if you want more of like an upright stem look, just tuck in the end. It's not necessarily secure, so it wouldn't necessarily be baby or animal proof, but like, or like child or animal proof. But like, I think if you're just using it for like decor purposes, decoration purposes, that's a good way to like make it look more stemish and get it upright. But personally, I do kind of like the look of it off to the side too. Um, I think it just depends on the length of the stem. So anyway, that's a small one. Um, I am going to have you. I'm gonna have the mic right there. Actually, let's be a little bit smart about this. I'm gonna put you right here. Sorry for any excess noise, but okay. So hopefully that will work for right now. Um, this was a medium one. So again, you can have the stem like that if you want more of like a droopy, floopy stem, or tuck it in slightly to that top hole to get something that's more upright. And then if you want more of the upright look, I do recommend having it be on like the shorter side, because having like this part be on the shorter side and then tucking it in, because then you get a small enough stem and at least it's a little bit more inclined to stay upright. But okay, so this color was caramel, the solid one.
Um, this one was branch, I believe, and again the medium one. Um, and the medium one is a little bit more tall, so like something that could potentially happen is like if you wanted to tweak it, wanted a little bit more of a wider squat one, you could like you could do like the 9, and then because this was 9, this was 12, you could do like 12 and then like 9 rows, 12 loops and then 9 rows total, um, if you wanted like to get more shapes in between. But definitely recommend staying within the groups of threes or like multiples of threes. So like again, 12 rounds or 12 loops, and then like I said, like 9 rounds, or do like 15 rounds if you wanted a taller one. And then, as I just showed, this one is the biggest one, so that's the size comparison between medium and big. I don't think I gave you a size comparison for medium and small. So medium versus small, and then big versus small. So it's like I said, you could have some variation between sizes, staying within the multiples of three grouping, like doing like 12 loops but 9 rounds, or doing 15 loops but 12 rounds to get something like wider but squatter, or you could do like 9 and then 12 rounds for something a little bit taller if you like the taller pumpkins. So overall, I definitely would think that this is a beginner pattern, maybe like beginner plus, because you do need some of the basics, but this is a pretty basic pattern. Like if you take out the stem part, the step for the stem, this is basically the pillow proof, or very similar to the pillow proof pattern that Stuffies has out. And this is a very good fall decoration as well. So I highly recommend this. As I mentioned, the link is down below in the description. I am hoping to get more of this yarn, at least these two, because this would be fun to do more pumpkins in, and hopefully like either give it out as gifts or maybe sell a couple. I do want to try. I think she had like the fall. Like I think she had like the scarecrow, and then maybe like one or two other finger knitted dolls that I would want to try when I get the pattern. But those ones are more, I think, beginner plus slash intermediate. I think I'm relatively in the intermediate phase for finger knitting, chunky knitting. I need patterns. Like this is not something I can personally forget. So with all of that said, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.